There we go. That's probably a bit better. Hello and welcome. How are you all doing? Better late than never, that's what I always say. Yeah, I hope you're well. I'll be live streaming tonight for a good 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, the plan was to live stream from 7, but yeah, I've been making videos all day, including a very random video tomorrow. So yes, stay tuned to that. It's something that I've never made a video on before, and I don't think I ever will, but you know, yeah, so welcome to the stream. I want to build Lhykhis or Lhykhis, whatever, Lhykhis. I'm just going to call him her Lhykhis throughout this video. But yeah, I wanted to build Lhykhis and Fugan tonight. Then we'll see how we get on. Might build Asurmen as well. Well, it'll probably be Lhykhis and Asurmen, and then we'll see how we get on with Fugan, because tomorrow I definitely am available to live stream. So tomorrow I'd like to live stream Fugan and the Fire Dragons. Really, sounds a bit like a band, doesn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Fugan and the Fire Dragons. So now we've got Lhykhis and the Warp Spiders. So, yes, here we go. Let's go for it. Let's build Lhykhis. Okay. So, let's just go for it. Right. Let's get comfy, get locked in. And yeah, so we'll just concentrate on our thighs first of all, thighs and legs. Looks like a nice model. Probably my favourite out of all these releases for Aeldari. 3, 2. Don't worry, I have not forgot about Deathcore Krieg minis. Got to review the Death Riders and the actual box set itself. That's coming very soon. But of course, we've got the rest of them coming next weekend. No, sorry, in 2 weeks' time, should I say. Next weekend, it'll be a release break for me, I guess. I've got nothing coming. Unless I decide to pick up that Gitz box set. But the problem with that is Soulblight and Emperor's Children are just on the horizon. So, yeah. I'd rather get those than get the Soulblight. Get the Gitz, should I say. 6 and 7. God, when was the last time I built a Phoenix Lord? Was it, I want to say Jane Czar? Was that like 2019? Was that 6 years ago? Or was it Morgan Ra? Did I build Morgan Ra not that long ago? 6 and 7. Yeah, I would like to get the Combat Patrol, just because you can never have too many Wraithguard, I guess. Especially if you're Iandan, which I'm not, but... and also you can never have too many Dire Avengers as well. I can never remember whether I've got Dire Avengers already. And then it's just like her carapace and her base, pretty much. 10 and 11. Right, let's just get those parts prepared. I might actually change my blade as well. We'll see. Did you place any orders of the Krieg boxes? Yes, I did, Krieg. I did. I did place some orders. You want to correct yourself about the Dire Avenger. They have token, but no base for the token, it seems. Oh. Not even in that combat patrol picture. You can correct yourself, like we're all, you know, we all make mistakes, don't we? There's, crikey. For me, having to remember nearly everything about all the factions is just, yeah, a bit much. I mean, it'd be very simple if I just had a Space Marine army and, you know, that was it. But yeah, when you're trying to remember everything for every faction, with the exception of like Dark Eldar and Tau and, you know, even Astra Militarum, I now know more than I thought I'd ever know. You know, maybe because it's Imperium and there's a bit of a crossover. It's like, oh, I know what Lehman Russ is. I know what Chimera is. I know what a Hydra is. Bane Blades, and got some idea of like heavy weapon squads now and artillery teams. Don't ask me about the new Astra Militarum or the car skin or... Yeah, hope you've all had a great day. What have you been up to? And as always, I hope you've been enjoying the unboxings over this week. I probably said in one of the unboxings, if you haven't watched it already, that my items arrived late, like 2 days late. So, which sucks. Sometimes it, you know, it's one of those things. Sometimes you can't predict it, but I'm just grateful that all of these items arrived today, and all of them did. And you know, they packaged Asurmen and the Swooping Hawks within this package, because I thought that they probably wouldn't, seeing as they were two separate orders. What slightly bugs me about them doing that, though, sometimes is they never give you a refund for the postage. Like, if your order is over, I think it's like, is it £75 or 100? It might be 75. I can't remember. But if your order is over that, you get free shipping. But then if you do another order that is, I don't know, 20 plus 30, like 50, and they put it in one package, they then don't give you that, your delivery as a refund. I guess if you really pushed them on it and made a point, they probably would. But the amount of time it would take you to do that, and the amount of time it would take them to process it, let alone the actual processing of the refund, probably more than the delivery itself. But yeah, when things arrive literally 2 days late, it puts me out. It puts me out by, well, two videos. Puts me out on the Saturday video and the Sunday video. So I'm like two videos behind, 2 days behind on the old release. It's just one of those things, though. Yeah. Already this year has been way better than last year for Warhammer. We're only just into February. You know, we had the Deathcore Krieg. We've got more Deathcore Krieg coming in 2 weeks. We've had the Gits. We've got all of this Eldar, and we've had those other releases like the Infernus and the Valdor and the Arvus and the Doredio. We've got Emperor's Children coming. We've got sort of like Gravelords coming. We've got the Mechanicum. I would really love to get 2 sets. I really would. But, you know, how I'm wired is the back of my head, I'll think that someone somewhere didn't get 1. And so that will push me to only buy 1. Because I'd rather get 1 and then someone else that's never had Mechanicum before or never had those minis gets that. But there's a little bit of devil's advocate going on because I think, well, maybe that one person that's going to get the set is just a scalper. And, you know, they're just going to make money off it. So, you know, always brings me back to reality a little bit. But I think it's going to be very popular, as I said in my video today earlier. Outside of the Striking Scorpions Exarch, is there any other troop updates left? When you say Exarch, do you mean Phoenix Lord, Maxim? I know you're not up on Eldar. Have we seen Karandras? Have we seen him? And isn't there rumored to be like, is it the Death Scepters? What are the other like unit that's a bit like the Swooping Hawks that Forge World used to make? And did they get a Phoenix Lord? I don't know. There's definitely room for a few more Aspect Warriors. What about Shining Spears? Are they Aspect? Do they get an Exarch? No. It seems Games Workshop included the 6th base 4 token. Okay, cool. That's great. Hi, Tombs. I'm very well, thanks. How are you? Yeah, you've just caught me live streaming. I've only started not that long ago at all. I'll be streaming for a good, well, however long it takes me to build Lhykhis and Asurmen. I kind of just want it a bit of chill live stream to build them. We'll see how it goes. Because then tomorrow, I would really like to sit down with you guys again and build Fugan and the Fire Dragons. Again, sounds like a band, doesn't it? Fugan and the Fire Dragons. But yeah, and that'll probably be tomorrow morning. I'm thinking of maybe in the afternoon or evening. I'll keep with that hot theme and build the Malcador Infernus. We'll see how we go. I've still got a few videos to edit and prepare for the next 2 weeks. Oh, we haven't seen him. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting when he does. Yeah. I mean, that makes law sense that we haven't seen the only Phoenix Lord that looks like Predator. I mean, sort of out of all the Phoenix Lords, there's something in the trees. Yeah. I'm sure he will be very, very cool when we get him. But yeah, I just like some updated plastics, really, for Eldar. Some of the bigger things as well. You know, a super heavy tank in plastic would be would be amazing, like a scorpion or a cobra. Some of the smaller tanks that they used to have as well would be brilliant. Yeah, Eldar are a little bit like Mechanicus and Sisters in that they will have a fair few mold lines. Typically, the smaller the parts, the more mold lines you might have. You know, there has to be compromise somewhere with the detail. Prediction of Emperor's Children release seems like late February or middle March. Well, if it's on the preview for tomorrow, that's going to be 2 weeks tomorrow, so that would be the 23rd. So if it's going to be late February, they'll announce it tomorrow. We'll see. This time tomorrow, we'll know if it's in Feb or March, late Feb or March. I mean, for me, I'm definitely going to pick up the Fulgrim. I don't know whether I'll pick up the army set. Was there an army set for Khorne for World Eaters? There wasn't, was there? It was just those released individually. Yeah, some of the Emperor's Children models, I'm a little bit not 100% all in, and I think with anything Slaanesh, you need to be all in. Whereas Soulblight, I'm all in with those models. I'm really looking forward to that dragon. I don't think I'll get two. I mean, maybe I'll get two like eventually, but I certainly just want one. And the sets look brilliant. So cool. And maybe that ties in with the rest of my Soulblight reviews. I kind of put a stop to them, haven't I? Since we've had this flurry of new releases, but they are there. I've reviewed them. This is the thing; they're all there on the back burner. The only downside of leaving them on the back burner is, of course, their rules. Like, you know, I've reviewed them with the older reviews, older rules. Sorry. Yeah, I just wish all of the releases that we've had were over the past like month were spread a bit further. You know, throughout the year, because I'm thinking surely they can't keep this up every week, release something really big. The combat patrol for Khorne was amazing. Very good. Right, just this big old chopping blade. This is more akin to like a Drakari weapon, I think, than an Eldar weapon. I always thought Eldar weapons would be like quite thin and fast, and you know, this definitely takes some cues from Dark Eldar. Right, this is fine. Okay, so that's those. I'm just gonna pop her together. Let's just put these up together right now. And her legs. This is number 3, was it? I can't remember. Yeah. Very cool angles. Her legs are in. Very cool. I like that. So does her head just go on one way? Oh no. Oh, hang on. Yes. Yeah, it does. Okay. I thought you could rotate her head a little bit, but no, it just goes on one way. It's probably going to be the same for that neck joint. Okay. And then one of the arms. I know. Did she used to be a harlequin in a past life? Very acrobatic, isn't she? Wow. So you've got a fair bit to do on this this piece then. So we'll go for this back carapace thing. And now we need to dry fit these apparently. So 14 is top, 13 is to the left. And then 15 and 16. 15. And 16. Okay. And then you've got 17, 18 for the web. And then you've got the little bit of a scenic base, which you can't really mess up and go wrong with. It's just two pieces. And that is her. That's all the pieces done for her. Most pieces of the Phoenix Lords, I think. Yeah, they definitely. Well, just all of last year, really. I mean, Horus Heresy. You know, they two brand new factions last year, and a couple of like Space Marine tanks or Astartes tanks. But this year, yeah, you know why they're squeezing it all. It's because of the financial report, isn't it? They have to release all of these things before, like, I think the end of March. Yeah, it's. I don't know. My thoughts on it are that it's detrimental. It's just fatigue, isn't it? You know, if you release everything in one go every week, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to kind of speak for anyone, but I would probably say that people might buy like one or two things rather than just spank 200, 300 £300 on Warhammer on 1 week. And that's dangerous. Not spending that much money, but buying like one or two things is dangerous, because if you do that, then you might just forget about the other releases in a few months' time. You know, bills get in the way, other things need your attention, and you know, before you know it, you then wondering, should I actually buy that other new squad for an army that had their releases half a year ago? Like, you start questioning that. So yeah, it's dangerous. And also another thing is the weight. I don't know how patient people are, but you know, this 2 week pre-order thing is just, they need to move it back as quick as they can. They gave the excuse of like new warehouse space and power grid, and I've heard all kinds of things. And yeah, it's just, people are paying money for their minis now. If they're pre-ordering, they want them within a week. 2 weeks is can be for some people a long time to wait. You know, even more so now in the age of, you know, you buy £1,000 watch or whatever, or £500 watch, I don't know, and it comes the next day, or a pair of trainers, and they come the next day. You know, Warhammer at the moment, with the pre-orders at least, seems to be going backwards. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, all the new releases, like everything that's already released, you're still going to get it like within a day or two, aren't you? I'm mainly talking about like pre-orders, and that's a little bit the same for games as well. You know, you're now being able to like pre-install video games. Yeah, you have been for a while. I know this, but you can pre-install your video games before release, and sometimes get them a few days before, you know, in advance. It's almost like Warhammer for the pre-orders is going backwards. But the one thing I do like about Warhammer as a hobby is you know, there's so many positives for me to list, but definitely one of them is, you know, you're buying a physical product. In the world of like streaming and digital and just borrowing things, you're not borrowing these miniatures. You know, you're buying them and they're yours to keep forever. They'll always go up in value, especially if you put a lot of time, work, and effort into them, into your collection. So, one thing I would like though from Games Workshop is some kind of reward scheme. I'm really surprised that they haven't got anything like that. You know, with the investors that they have, from a behind the curtain point of view of, surely the investors and things will want to know like your buying habits and want to know more data about you, but they don't have any of that, which is really, yeah, really quite bizarre. You'd think they would want to capture a lot of information about you. And also to keep people, I say, loyal to buying things from Games Workshop. Anyway, that's a whole new avenue for me to go through. Pre-orders monthly event. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Weekly pre-order also works. Same as 2. Yeah. I mean, maybe. But like, what does that Warhammer Plus, what data is it capturing? It's capturing how long you're in Warhammer Plus for, what you're viewing, how long you're viewing it for. I mean, I don't know if they're clever enough, but I don't know whether they've, maybe I'm giving them credit. I don't know whether that's linked to your, like, you know, Warhammer store account. It may well be, but my point is, are they actually correlating that information and looking at trends between those two sort of services? You know, it's like, did you watch an episode of something with Space Marines in, and then did you then buy some Space Marines from the store, and what was that time frame? The data that I'd find interesting is anybody that's kind of completely new to the hobby and Warhammer 40k and Space Marines. You know, all those new people that have just picked up like Space Marine 2 a few months ago, and then they've now actually gone and bought some Space Marines because of that. I know that happened for like Dawn of War. and the original Space Marine game. I hear people that were introduced to Warhammer because of those video games. I think there'll be people introduced to Warhammer because of the Secret Level episode and because of the Astartes animation. I think there'll be more still for Astartes 2 as well next year. And whatever Henry Cavill's doing. This is why it would be a good idea to have some kind of like reward scheme, point scheme. Because the great thing about having something like that would be Games Workshop can do what they're sort of already doing at the moment, which what I mean by that is I'm being very vague, but they're bundling in like minis and sprues and models that they just don't really sell many of. They're putting those in like combat patrols and army sets. And if they had like a reward system, point system, then you could get discount on, some of the models, units that are just sat in their warehouse that they need space for. Like, oh, it's a limited time. You got 50% off of these minis. Same for books as well. Like, it would be across the range. It would be paints, all kinds of things. At the moment they don't have that facility to just shift minis and products very, very quickly if they need the space. And that's a shame because they only have a finite amount of space in warehouses and things. And if they had more space, then things would be more available. Like the Deathcore Krieg army set. They only had a certain amount of space for those. Because it's not like they're limited as such. It's not like they're numbered, are they? All those miniatures are about to be released in two weeks' time. It was only really the book. I can't even say that it had special dice for the set. Anyway, I'm going off on one. So this should be like that, I think. Yep. We'll just put that in there now. Oh, we have it. Tyranid Kill Team, yes, good suggestion. If Games Workshop turn the pre-order into monthly, will you attend midnight release party at local game store? It's possibly. That's a good. That's it's a good suggestion. And it's at a time when I don't work, so probably would take them up on that. I'd love to film it and things, but they are. Yeah, they're not big on you filming things in their store, are they? Depends on the manager and things, but right. Tyranid Kill Team, yeah. New Warriors, yeah, that would be good. The Old World, yeah. Does it take up more space? I don't know. Does it take up the same amount of space? Does it take up less space? Might take up less space with all the injection molds, but in terms of physical space of the product, don't they just come in like similar size boxes? I don't think they come in like any massive boxes and things like that. But yeah, hey, look, I would have loved Old World to be just plastic and some resin. We're just going to glue Lhykhis completely. My suggestion in my unboxing earlier was to have her as a part assembly, you know, so that you could get your brush in and work on these warpway lightning web thingies, you know, because they've definitely done some great highlighting effects and things on there. You know, more lines aren't as bad as I expected on the webbing, but it's probably going to be the worst model for mold lines out of the three, I think. Not because she had the most parts, but just because of the nature of these parts. Yeah, after this, I will be in Discord. If you haven't already joined the Discord, it's all free, of course. And I will be chatting to a few of you there if you're about. If not, that's cool. But I don't know if PlayStation Network is still down. Maxim, do you know? Oh, you probably won't be able to find out, actually. Well, maybe, yeah, maybe. I should really Google it, shouldn't I? But yeah, yeah, I guess so. No, that's, hey, you know, that's part of this hobby, isn't it? Meepish is you know, it's not selfish at all. It's making public what you like and what you not dislike, but like least, I guess. That's not really selfish. Being selfish would be oh, I only want this miniature in plastic just for myself. But we can never really say that because it's for the betterment of the hobby and hobbyists and fellow collectors and things. So no, that's not being selfish, chap. That's just you know, saying that you'd like to cannibalize other game systems for the ones that you like. That's fine. Hey, look, if we're going to play that game, you know, I too would like a few models, Rumpelstiltskin, just to have been completely abandoned and things. You know, in favor of just one new Titan weapon, please, Forge World, please. You know, as much as I like Necromunda and they've got some really nice minis, don't get me wrong, they do, and I think that's fantastic and incredible. I always remember what they said in one of their events that I physically went to, and that was, you know, that they would love to make loads of, like, you know, human-sized characters in the 40k universe and things, but you just end up having them all with like las pistols and things like that, and it's just not, you know, it just wouldn't work. I think reading between the lines was, we like money. So but yeah, some of them I just think, oh, can't you just get Will Hayes to just work on a just a different carapace weapon for the Reaver Titan? We've only got one. I mean, I could have 3D printed a 3D printer by now and 3D printed one. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, okay, let's have a look. PlayStation Network is up and down. I can download updates, but I can't sync trophies. So it's interesting. Well, I'll try. I'll try and log in later and play some Space Marine 2. Is it true you work for Games Workshop? Nope, I don't work for Games Workshop. I used to work for Games Workshop like many years ago, like in the sort of early 2000s or so. That was a long time ago though. But no, it's not true. So whoever's kind of started that rumor is yeah, I'm just making stuff up. And also, do you think I'd have such few miniatures if I actually worked there? I mean, what's the discount, like 50%? I'd be in Nottingham all the time, emptying my bank account. You know. No, I don't work for GW, but I do run this channel, and I do have a full-time job and a part-time job as well. So there is that. 2 artillery teams, 1 command squad, maybe 3 boxes of engineers. I think that's about it. That's your plan. Oh, nice one, Creek. Nice one. Very good. Emperor's Children box. I think quite a few people want to get the Emperor's Children box. I think it's going to be popular. But is it going to be as popular as the Mechanicum armoured box set? I'm going to start my stopwatch and see which one sells quickest. But I think for the Emperor's Children, that's going to be snapped up more by scalpers. A bit like the Deathcore Krieg army set, maybe. But hopefully, we're all cottoning on that just because you get the army set of an army doesn't mean you have that long to wait until the full release, because we've got all the Death Guard coming out in like, what, 2 weeks' time, haven't we? So that's good that they're releasing the full kits. It's not like Sisters of Battle where we did have to wait a good 2 months or so. I know Christmas was in the way. This was way back in 2019 to 2020. My memory serves me right. GW works for him. Now and again, I'll just be reading the chat, so no worries. Yeah, this is the most time-consuming part. It's getting all the mold lines off this of Lhykhis. Yeah, I think after this I will build Asurmen, or Asurmen, however you want to pronounce him. I think it's Asurmen. I think it's quite cool that his brother is in like a crystal on his sword. I think that's really quite cool. But we will, yeah, I've decided we will be suspending, we'll be building Fugan and Fire Dragons tomorrow morning. And then in the afternoon, we'll have a crack at that Malcador Infernus. I haven't even touched those new box sets. I've got all 4 of them somewhere, and yeah, we'll work on those. So something like that, is it? Oh wow, that goes together very nicely. I like that. So we're just got to make sure that we've got the right way round. Okay, so 2, so up and over, so over and under. There we go. So like that, and then this will just attach on there somehow. So the way that they've done it is, I think, oh wow, that's very cool. I like that. So it just slots on there. That is pretty awesome. It's very nice. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit too happy. What I'll do is I'll just clean up the other 4 appendages, which are going to be a bit of a pain, and then we'll build Asurmen. Deathcore Krieg Army box sold out before 10 a.m. No, I'm pretty sure I was on a website. Like I got a good memory. I was on the website, like a different website at 10 o'clock. So I didn't get it from Games Workshop. I got it from somewhere else, and I finger blasted my way. You've really got to finger blast it. I finger blasted my way to the checkout. Didn't stop for any extras, anything. Just went bang, 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 bang. PayPal as well, because that's the quickest way. And then I refreshed the store, and it said 10:01, and it was out of stock. So yes, it did sell within a minute. I didn't even go on Games Workshop because I know that sometimes Games Workshop have their pre-orders up 10 minutes early, 5 minutes early. It's a bit off sometimes. So for that release, I didn't even attempt to go on GW, and also that's where everybody goes. Most people go because that's the biggest stock allocation, and I get that, I understand that, but because that's where most people go, that's where it's going to get sold out very quickly too. But don't worry, Gothic. All of those miniatures that are in the set are going to be released in 2 weeks' time. So, you know, the only thing you've missed out on is just the slightly different codex. It's the only thing you missed out on. Everything else is coming in 2 weeks. That's if you pre-ordered it today, because I've seen a few places where they're a bit, you know, on back order. And also the thing is unfortunately not all of those people that bought it off the website, I say we're genuine. You know, we can have a debate about that. Money's money at the end of the day, and customers are customers. But you know what I mean by that is I think quite a few of those people were not buying it because they really wanted it and they wanted to build it and paint it, like yourself, like me, for the channel. I think they purely wanted it to make money out of other people. You know, and this is what happens. It's pay it forward. Investors want to make money out of GW. GW want to make money out of you. Scalpers want to make money out of you. It's I've noticed that with lots of products though, not just Games Workshop, lots of other things. They either just don't make companies either just don't make enough, or they get sold out pretty quick. You know, you've really got to move fast these days. The competition is there. There's, you know, you've got to remember there's more people on the planet than there ever has been. You know, so you look at it that point of view. There's a lot of competition out there, and there's a lot of people. I don't know. Is it fair for me to say? A lot of young people have sort of higher disposable incomes. I think because they've realised that you know, the cost of everything is so high. So they want to spend their money on whatever. I don't know. That's another debate, another topic. Um, Games Workshop loves their fear of missing out. Well, multi-billion-dollar company seems to be working. And also I think it's a little bit of scalpers as well, my chap. It's you know, they do they don't make as much stuff as they need to, in my opinion. And also the things that they do make get scooped up very quickly, not by like I say hobbyists. You know, the books, the Black Library books are a prime example of that. They always get, you know, for example, today, 2 Dan Abnett books, hardback, sold out within a few minutes. And they're just standard edition hardback books, sold out. You know, it's just the standard edition hardback books gone. I mean, yeah, that's just one example. I mean, the Phoenix Lords. Look at the Phoenix Lords for example. I couldn't get Baharoth. I mean, I could have on the day, but I chose not to and chose to delay that, and I wish I hadn't now. But you know, go and Games Workshop store. You can't get the Phoenix Lords and things. They're out of stock. There's lots of other Eldar things that are out of stock too, as I've said. Oh wow, no way. You live a 10-minute walk. That is dangerous. Yeah, that is dangerous. Yeah. And likewise, it would be dangerous for me to work at Games Workshop. Yeah. Because I'm not one of these people that will just sort of stay quiet. I would really rock the boat in a good way. Like I'd be full of suggestions, and they wouldn't listen. But I'd still blurt them out. I think so, Mipish. Yeah, I do agree with you. I do agree. You know, as I was talking today about the pre-orders, you know, 65, is it £65 for like the special edition, like for the Crusade book, for the whatever Crusade it was, I've forgotten already, gone out of my head. But like £65 for that, £65 for the Deathcore Krieg special edition codex. It's a lot. It's got 40 quid for 5. For 5 Eldar, £40. That's got to be some kind of ceiling. Like, it sort of reminds me of the snake eating its own tail philosophy, where a company sees that there's like the minimum wage is going up. You know, you've got your working wage or whatever it is, wages are going up, salaries are going up, and then they increase their prices because, you know, they have increased costs and they have to, you know, increase their workers' salaries and wages. And then that means that they have to increase the prices of products again. It's just, yeah, it's a loop, isn't it, in the system? right now. But yeah, this is why when you said about the ceiling and things, I agree. Which is another reason why some kind of reward system, point system that would be obviously cost beneficial to GW would be welcomed. They've dabbled in like a reward system before, just very very slightly though. But yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right, me Pish, with the national insurance and things. Yeah, don't want to get all political, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's about the price though, Krieg. I think it's about you having yeah, if you're going down the route of comparing, your resin miniature prices to the plastic ones, yeah, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. I don't look at that at all, my friend. Um, I look at it purely for, like, if I've got something in resin, something in plastic, I look at it from a point of view of I'm better off that I've got it in resin because it has more detail. It was quicker to build and it's worth more. And it's probably similar priced than plastic now. So, and another positive is I'm lucky enough to have that version in resin. I don't look at it of, oh well, I've got this in resin as you have with the infantry, and I've got this in plastic, and I spent this much. I'd look at it from the view of it's probably got more. It's probably saved you time. And remember, time is your most valuable currency that you have here. And if it saved you time from building so many plastic Krieg, then that's a win. The amount of time that some of these resin knights and big tanks and things like that have saved me time on buying them in plastic. I've been able to use that time on building other minis that you can only get in plastic. There's lots of things at play. But yeah, for me, I'm not going to get a big Deathcore army or anything like that. It's that's not my army. It's not my collection. I'm just getting some of the models for the channel. If I had my way, my main army for Astra would probably be Talan or maybe Katachan, and that's only because I like the Death World concept, and I like all the plants and the Xenos fauna and flora that could be created from a model miniature perspective. I mean, Deathcore. What have you got? It's a Death World, isn't it? So it's like, right, you've got all of these troops and things with masks on, and I do like the sort of World War One aesthetics, obviously, but yeah, I'd probably go for Talan or Katachan. Probably lean more towards Katachan if I had my way. Which is odd for me to say, coming from my favoritism towards like armored vehicles and tanks, and I just think that Games Workshop could make some really crazy jungle type fighters now. Predator's one of my favourite movies, so, you know, it's probably why, maybe. Oh yeah, me Pish, I did a video on this like last month or a month before. I think it was a couple of months ago when I went looking for Mechanicum, like how to, like, you know, I did it for Astartes as well. Yeah, I made a whole video and went through the store and what was out of stock and what would be good in plastic, and I really enjoyed making those videos. Yeah. I guess that's not not really any point in making one about Eldar right now, is there? All the new releases you can't get hold of, let alone, you know. But it was the same for Tyranids, you know, when Space Marine 2 came out and Leviathan came out. There were quite a few Tyranids that you couldn't pick up. I'm still trying to get a Biotitan. Mainly because I want to integrate some footage of me defeating it into the review. I think that would be pretty cool. Watch me absolutely speedrun Asurmen compared to Lhykhis. Yeah, I think a morning with Fugan and the Fire Dragon sounds nice, and then an afternoon or early evening with the Malcador Infernus. Okay, so one more piece to go. Yeah, Eldar are a cool army. They're my second army or third army. Why do I have a feeling they were my second army? Might have been Orcs. Kind of got a feeling that they were my third army, though. I think I got Orcs after Space Marines. But they were my big three when I first started. Space Marines, Orcs, and Eldar. But yeah, very happy that we got that new avatar. I'm looking forward to going back and doing some reviews of Eldar as well with the new rules. We'll see how long ago that Avatar review was and whether I need to do a refresh. He's certainly going to appear in the size comparisons, tell you that. Probably is my favourite Eldar model, if I'm honest. Can't think of another one. Maybe if I had like a Phantom Titan, that probably would be my favourite, if I actually owned one, but I do not. Right, so dry fit stage before gluing. Okay. Well. Dry fit stage before gluing. Moxitron, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you again, chap. Oh, I think you need to be a spider to work this out. Well, let's put the other side on. You know, like to have many legs or arms. Nice. Space Marine Chaos and Necrons. Oh, nice one. Good. Yeah, I hope. I forgot to ask. Hope everyone else is having a good evening in terms of their hobbying, whatever they're up to. If you're building, painting. Right. So dry fit stage. Oh, that looks like that goes in there quite nicely, actually. Yeah, it just slots in. Brilliant. So let's just grab that. Maybe it's dry fit because it actually attaches to the web. So fingers crossed for me for this vital part. So 4 contact points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wish me luck. Hey Stig, how are you doing? I have a very old metal Eldar army and just curious how much bigger the new models might be, or do you think the Eldar models have always been the right height for the lore fluff model scale? Oops. That's probably a good idea that came off. Oh, she's leaping at something. Very nice. Do I think they've always been? I think that they were they've always been the right scale size for the scale that they were in. So like they were always the right size against like Space Marines because they were always like similar height. Some of them were a bit taller. Now the new ones are bigger, like Fugan and Asurmen, definitely bigger. I don't know whether the Phoenix Sword should be bigger. I think they should be bigger. I don't know how or why, but I'm going to be comparing the metal models anyway with these. So I think the Avatar used to be too small. Okay, that's an easy one. That the Avatar should have been bigger. There's no way Wraith Lords should have been bigger than the Avatar. I still think the Avatar could be bigger. I think in my head the Avatar should be Wraith Knight size. but that's in my head. You know, right? That is Lhykhis. I'm quite happy with the way she turned out. I probably would advise you to not glue her onto a base. The last bit is tricky. You need maximum effort because she joins onto her web, connects. It's going to be the trickiest Phoenix Lord you'll build. I thought Jane Zar was tricky. I can't remember. Was she tricky? Probably not. Maybe it's just in my head thinking that she's tricky. But yeah, so the answer to your question is yes and no. Some were, some weren't. But you could say that about a lot of factions, even Space Marines. Like I've always thought that the Rhino was too small. Anyway, that is Lhykhis. Oh, she's beautiful. What a lovely mini. Really, really chuffed with her. Yeah, definitely my favourite. Oh, Fugan staring at me though. Fugan, my homie, he is yeah. He's giving me those jealous eyes. He's jealous that I've built Lhykhis, and your time will come, buddy. Tomorrow. You know, I know that you're the star of the show on the Codex. You know, you're there rocking your Seer song whatever it's called. I think Lhykhis could have easily been front and centre, but that is her build. So we will now try and build Asurmen. I think Asurmen's only got like 16 parts or something, so should be quicker. By the tactical rock. How many Marines fit in a rhino? Well, they. I think what they do with a rhino is they remove all of their armor, and then they just magnetize it to the sides of the rhino, and then they lube themselves up. They drench themselves in holy lubricant. It's basically baby oil, right, for Space Marines, and then they all run and slip and slide into the back of the rhino, and that's how you get 10 Space Marines in a rhino. And that's the reason why a rhino doesn't have an assault ramp, because they all have to exit the rear when it deploys so that they have enough time to get all their armor out. I mean, it'd be a bit silly if a rhino had an assault ramp and then they all slid out, and they were butt naked. I mean, you know, Harlequins would have a field day. Emperor's children would certainly have a field day. Anyway, we're building Asurmen. So cleanse those unholy thoughts while we build the Phoenix Lord of the Dire Avengers. So we'll start off with his rear and his chest. I do like his fancy helmet though. Look how that must weigh so much. It's very cool though. It's cool because his helmet has got a face in it. I always like those kind of helmets. You know, like the is it the Sanguinor? Or is it Dante? They have those like a face in the helmet. Right, so there's his chest. Yeah, I told you this was going to be a speed run compared to Lhykhis. A fine explanation. There we go. Well, it's always worked for me. The thing is, in Space Marine 2, they did such a good job with the repulsors and things that it would have been awesome if they also did a good job with like the Land Raiders. Are there any Land Raiders in it? That's what I want to know. Oh, look at this sword. This sword is so cool. And this sword is definitely age appropriate compared to Lhykhis' sword. I mean, Lhykhis' sword is, well, it's a similar length, but it's got a hook to it. It reminds me of one of those zombie blades. Probably get locked up for saying that now, but yeah, because it's got like a hook on the end rather than, yeah. Anyway, right, so we need his pistols, so 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Sorry, 5 and 6 even. 7 is his sword, and as I have talked about in the unboxing, I do like his banner and his power plant and his GoPro Aeldari edition on his power plant. They're probably targeting arrays to help him with his pistols, because we know pistols are such a long range weapon. And then we've got this thing, number 10. It's kind of like his magazines for his pistols. And then we've got his fancy shoulder pauldrons. Don't worry, that's just my tummy. Apparently it's on dial-up. And then we have 13 and 14. So no web for Lhykhis to like Lhychis's base, but we've still got a couple of rune pieces. This tactical rock. This is an Aeldari tactical rock. It's just like a normal Space Marine tactical rock, but it warns you when you're going to trip over it, rather than you just trip over it. It's a little bit psychic. Right, let's clean these parts up in one fell swoop. Ultramarine Sergeant helmet. I think this is actually an unlockable DLC for Space Marine 2, if we're going to go there. 11 parts for an Imperial Vigilant. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay. Oh, I thought that was going to be ripped apart then. Is the base okay? Yeah, base is perfect. Yeah, as I said, I will be building, after this, I'll be going on Discord and then playing some Space Marine 2. I will be live streaming that. If PlayStation Network's up, apparently it was down. We're going to try and get some of those extra tokens to unlock things. And then tomorrow morning, I'll be live streaming Fugan and the Fire Dragons. And the afternoon, the Malkador Infernus. Gonna see if I can build that whole tank in a stream. It's about 200 parts though, so it is a project. It's a £65 tank as well. I mean, it's not, it's not like a Rhino or anything. It'll take me a fair few hours. What time? I can't really commit to time, Revan, my friend, but it will probably be between, I want to say, probably between 10 and 11 in the morning. But it will be a good few hours, my friend. It will be, I'm not going to build the Fire Dragons and Fugan. I'm not going to rush them. It's gonna take me a fair few hours. And in terms of the Malkador, that will probably be in the afternoon. So maybe like 2 o'clock, maybe something like that. But yeah, that is subject to change. because I've got a few videos to edit and upload. Yeah, that's good. Oxtronics is at least they're not like Mechanicus, are they? Do you still have the Legionary kill team? I do. Didn't I get them in the I want to say Nakmund kill team box set? I think it was Nakmund. Yeah, after you mentioned about them, the Legionary kill team, I went back and I had a look, and I did find them, but I haven't built them. I didn't build the Corsairs either. Are they different though than the normal Space Marine Legionaries? And if they are different, how are they different? Do they just look different? Sorry for my ignorance. Hello, Victor. How are you doing? Okay, that's all the main parts sort of cleaned up a little bit. Ooh. So, concentrate on, yeah. There are some mold lines on the Asurmen, but I don't think it will be quite as bad as Lhykhis. Yes, you're right. Yep. But are the Legionary different though? Like, is there a different like datasheet entry in the Chaos Space Marine Codex? Part of me wants to go and find that now. Maybe I'll find that after the stream. Yeah, that's a good idea, Krieg. And don't forget to use my code. Because I think I've literally had one person buy something in the whole of January, unless Element are, telling porkies, which, yeah, they wouldn't do that, would they? Would they? I don't know. I think unfortunately for them is that because of the rules set by Games Workshop, they can't sell their products to a lot of places now. And I know some of you guys would buy the products from there and support the channel, because then you're getting a discount. You're then building up double the crystal points, and you're also inadvertently helping the channel as well. There's not many miniatures that I buy that I never do a video of or an unboxing or something. So everything eventually finds its way onto the channel to help people decide whether it's worth it, or just to enjoy my dad jokes. Legionary have unique weapon set. Oh, okay. The best intro to Chaos Space Marines. Well, after I build the Void Guard, then I might have to build them and give you a review. There's just so much at the moment that I need to be cracking on with. The legs and the torso done. Got the pistols. Let's just do this cloak, because I know this cloak won't take too long. A bone faction. Yeah. Probably. I haven't built the fungal loon horde though. Ossiarch, yeah. I'd like to get the head cheese of Ossiarch, not Nagash, the other dude. Even though he's smaller than you'd expect. Pardon me. But we're heading down sort of Age of Sigmar territory there, aren't we? And I'm going to cover Soulblight. So yeah, you've kind of got a month of Eldar content in a way. Especially when I get Baharoth as well. So they're done. Let's just glue these. Did I finish that? Nope. Krakatos. Yeah, Krakatos. He's smaller though, that isn't he? He's smaller in person than the images would sort of have you believe. Nice mini though. I don't know, some of the Ossiarch are a bit hit or miss, in my opinion. But yeah. Wow. Great glue there, Revel. No, it's user error. Loving the Eldar sculpts. Nice one. Are you covering Emperor's Children? Yes, I'll try to. I'll try and pick up that army set, but like Deathcore Krieg, that was sold out within a minute. So, you know, unfortunately, whether I get one is up to Slanesh, isn't it? But I'll definitely pick up Fulgrim. Okay, and if I don't get the army set, I'll pick a couple of the new releases up like individually. I've just got a lot of content going on at the moment. Yeah, really, really good. Really enjoying them. Well, I've only built Lhykhis, and I'm building Asurmen at the moment. So I can't really say much about all of the others, other than they're kind of like their looks. But yeah, really, really enjoying them. I have to get Baharoth at some point. Probably my least favourite Phoenix Lord, though. Never really owned Swooping Hawks or had anything to do with them, so I'd like the. Is it the Death Scepters? I like those. I like the look of those, but they were 412 resin. But it would be cool if we got some plastic ones. They're kind of like a cross between Swooping Hawks and Dark Reapers. But yeah, what Horus Heresy stuff did you pick up then? Are you planning to get Imperial Guard Combat Patrol? Nope, no way. It just looks meh. Sorry. I'm more about the tanks as well. I would rather pick up the Aeldari Combat Patrol than the Astra Militarum one. That's my feelings on it. Don't tell me they've got the Emperor's Children army sets already there. Pretty sure that's against eBay's terms, that you can't sell something that you don't actually have physically. I'd start reporting them. But hey, I managed to get the Deathcore Krieg army set, so that's a W. I was able to give you guys a look at that. All those minis are going to be released in 2 weeks anyway. Like I keep saying, like this, I really didn't expect that to fall out of all the things on the top of my, yeah. You know, like the artillery cannon, fantastic artillery cannon, artillery team. Yeah, so that's going to be released, and so are the Death Riders, and Command Squad looks good. Be nice to own a Commissar. Do I own a Commissar? I don't think I do, you know. So that could well be my first ever Commissar. You've just built the new Infernus Flame Tank. Oh, nice. And you got the Arvis Lighter. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm going to be building that tomorrow, the Infernus. I've already built Malcadors, so yeah. I'm experienced in that. I know what's coming. The only difference really is just the Flamestorm, isn't it? And the little wheel to track. yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Lord Exultant, Tentalment, okay. Yeah. No Imperial Children Dreadnought in the army set. Imperial Children? Oh, I think you probably mean Emperor's Children. Well, there hasn't been any sort of Legion-specific Dreadnought for a while, though, has there, in plastic? Like, there wasn't for Death Guard, there wasn't for World Eaters. Like, there's no real reason why there would be one. It would be nice, though. I wish they had gone full, the whole hog, like they did with Death Guard. I really do wish they would have. But for kind of PG reasons, I doubt they can ever go fully on board with Emperor's Children and Slanesh. Not like they used to be able to in like the 90s. Oh well. That's that. So we've just got the... Well, let's work on these shuriken pistols. You know, when I'm building this Asurmen, I just think how cool Eldar would look in like Space Marine 2. You know, I know we've got Tyranids and Thousand Suns, but it would be nice to see other factions. The thing is, I think Space Marine 2 as a game is it's very much melee focused, parry focused, working as a team focus as well. Whereas if you're against a shooting army like Tau or even Eldar, you'd certainly have to change the mechanics or something. You know, especially like on higher difficulties, because some of those Tyranids with the range weaponry, they will just cut you down so quick. Don't get me started on spore mines, I'll get PTSD. I don't know, Victor. I don't know. That's you just have to go with it. They're very cheap in game, and they've now got a tail weapon. And can they hold like 10 or 12 troops? So you might be able to put those super special Solar Auxilia in there with the axes that inflict mortal wounds, which I think a lot of people will overlook those. They've got like Murderous Strike, haven't they, or something crazy. But yeah, if you cram a load of them in, or your command squad or something like that, yeah, could have an impact. I mean, it's not like you're deep striking your Solar Auxilia anywhere, is it? And also, you just have to look at how little anti-air there is. So the chances of it being sort of blown out the sky are quite slim. Worst case scenario, you can have it as a bit of scenery, as like an objective control or something like that. A bit like a Black Hawk Down or something. Right, there's the two pistols. I'm just going to glue these on straight away, actually. Right. I'm putting far too much glue on things today. I've got to calm it down. Being over excessive with the glue. I guess in the lore, but I've never seen a mini for Thousand Suns Dreadnought. I mean, I've seen Horus Heresy ones, obviously, but you know. Oh man, Sonic Dreadnoughts. Are they like blue and they go really, really fast? when you take wounds off them, you've got little rings on 25mm bases. Sorry, I had to. Is it still like Gears of War? It's never been like Gears of War. The only thing it shares with Gears of War is it's third person shooter. And it has chainswords in, but Warhammer's had chainswords long before Gears of War. Gears of War is very much well, there's a horde mode for one, which I said when it came out there should be a horde mode, and there isn't, and there should be. There's waves, isn't there, in it? So they're it's a kind of a bit of a horde mode in that way. But Gears of War is very much like cover focused. You know, in Space Marine 2, there is no cover. You just have to do the old third person shoot away of just moving, to the side of doorways. Whereas Gears, there's it's like whack-a-mole. You go to one bit of cover, you pop up, you shoot a few things, you go to the next one. The reward for chainsawing someone in Gears or performing an execution, that's the reward. It looks cool, but you're risking being completely shot up. Whereas in Space Marine 2, things can shoot you, and there are snipers, and especially from the sort of Thousand Suns point of view, with their Rubric Marines and Terminators. But I don't think you're as vulnerable. I really don't. So would they have more cover if they introduced like Eldar as a faction in that game? I think they'd have to, because otherwise you just get melted by fire dragons, or ripped apart by D cannons and things like that from afar, from burning lances and star cannons. Oh, don't get me started. Star cannons back in, I think, 3rd edition, they had like AP3, and they were strength 6. I think they were strength 6 or 5, probably 6. And with Eldar ballistic skills, like 3+ to hit, 2+ to kill. So they were just wiping out Space Marines instantly because of that AP3. Equivalent now, it would be like AP -4, wouldn't it? Or do you still get save? You still get 6? No, you wouldn't get save at all if it's 3+ save. Wild Void Suit Axemen. Yeah, you just know that Arvis Lighter has to be playing some heavy rock or something as it's touching down. Some fortunate sun, I don't know. Compressed into a psychic. It's what it is the Thousand Suns Dreadnought is just lots of pieces, isn't it? That are sorcerers. Yeah, that's all it is. A sorcerer's just cobbled together pieces of a dreadnought. No, don't get me wrong. I like the Hellbrute. I thought that was very, very cool, and I like the Hell Drake. And Primaris Dreadnoughts are cool again now, because they've been given personality. Right, just the head now to clean up, and then we are done. We can glue them together. And then that's 2 Phoenix Lords complete. With Fugan and the Fire Dragons tomorrow morning. It's a nice helmet, like the front of it and things is very cool with this face. I'll show you a close-up in a moment. It looks a bit Egyptian, like a bit Pharaoh-esque in its aesthetics. Let me give you a close-up. It's very cool. Oh God, right. Zoom. Can you see that? That zoom in much? Focusing on the one thing that... Oh, there we go. Hey. Hello. Point me to the direction of the nearest pyramid. Yeah, cool. There you go. So let's put them together. Do we want to be... Yeah, because he's a Phoenix Lord, I probably would not glue that on just to get round to the back of his armor and things, but it's going to be about 20 years until I start painting him, so let's glue this on the right way. There we go. And then we can put these on. Shoulder pauldrons. Oh, they will fit on magnificently. Just like that. Yep. And then oh, no way. Oh no, it's one of these. Oh, I'm not a big fan of these, where you have to kind of glue it to the... Oh, that's going to suck, isn't it? Oh, I don't like it when they do that. That's not ideal. you know, where they have a cloak and then part of the cloak has a really ugly join line. You'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. It's not too bad. Once that's completely dry, I'm going to have to file over that. So that's, you know, something to do another time. So now it's his cloak and his head. Also his sword at the same time. Way too much. Where are we putting this sword then? Out. On the outside. Well, we're just waiting for that to do its thing. Yeah, I'm a bit not sure what I feel about his hand there. Ow. It needs to be a bit like further up. Oh, it doesn't look like aligned. That's going to bug the hell out of me. So they've got it as even more of a twist. That's better than it was, but it's still not. No, it's perfect, but that is quite a tricky bit to get that right. have to tell you right now. And I'll mention that in the reviewage. Luckily, he goes onto the base quite nicely. Okay. He's big. He's a big Phoenix Lord. Try and get him central. He's a big Phoenix Lord. Yeah. Looks cool. Head is in the right direction. Sword is in the right direction. If anything, they've built it with the sword kind of tilted further. No? Just my eyes, probably. Might be the camera angle. I think that's fine. Yeah. Okay, that is Asurmen built as well as Lhykhis. So it didn't take me as long as Lhykhis, but Lhykhis has more parts and kind of more things to go wrong, really, more mold lines. So, hang on. This is very true, Moxtrom. Very true. Yeah. So like for this, you made a point about the arms. There was no plug and socket for that hand. The hand was just like flat, and so was the kind of wrist. So there was a lot of interpretation of how to twist that hand. It wasn't just a plug and socket kind of thing. You're right though, Victor. I definitely with some of the new models, it's a bit. Not all of them have the plug and sockets, and it is up to interpretation for some of them. Yeah, it is guesswork. Overall build opinion, I enjoyed Lhykhis more. Asurmen was it's just like I was building a Dire Avenger, which could be a good thing. A bit tricky on the old sword though. I have to say the sword was the trickiest part. I like how the banner is all one piece, but I'm screwed in terms of painting his legs. Gonna have to file that as well, which I'm not a big fan of, but I've done as good job as I can on that. But I'll go back and file that before the review. But overall, all right, both of them. Lhykhis was lovely. Fugan will be fantastic, I'm sure. I think that will be one of my favourites. I think the fire dragons will be fine. Warp spiders could be okay, and the swooping hawks, yeah, they'll be all right too. But yeah, it's a great little start for Eldar so far, and they're just going to look so good next to the avatar and things, aren't they? That is it for my live stream this evening. So thank you everyone that joined. The plan was to have a live stream of building some Eldar. We've done that. I'm going to return tomorrow morning. Well, I'm now going to go on Space Marine 2 and go into Discord and things if it's working. But then tomorrow morning I'll be up building Fugan and the Fire Dragons. And then in the afternoon I will be building the Malcador Infernus. Talk about a backlog. What's your pile of opportunities? Yes, so it'll be the Infernus. But thank you everyone that's joined today. Thank you Maxim and Krieg, absolute legends. I'm grateful for you joining in. and I'll catch you soon. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.